VectorGroup, Turns Ratio, and Noload tab. In the device and the software provided by Vebko Company, turns ratio, vector group, and no-load current tests are performed simultaneously. To perform this test, the voltage is applied from high voltage side and the voltage of low voltage side is measured using binary inputs. In measuring the LV side, the voltage and its angles are measured at the same time. Also, to measure no-load current, actual current of voltage outputs are used. To perform this test, first the test method must be selected from among LL and LN from Test Setting section in Field Test Methods. In fact, these methods determine the types of voltage applied to the primary. In LL, the voltage applied in three-phase, while in LN, the voltage is applied in form of phase to null or coil to coil. Note that in both of these methods, the secondary voltage measurement is done in coil to coil form. In direction section, the direction of the conversion ratio test is specified. The conversion ratio test direction for a 3-coil transformer is primary to secondary for a conversion ratio test between primary and secondary, while it is primary to tertiary for a conversion ratio test between primary and tertiary. The test voltage is specified in VLL field, while its corresponding phase voltage is specified in VLE field. In stage time section, the time of voltage application is specified. This time for LL method is the time of test, while for LN method, this time equals the time of voltage application to each of the coils. You can see two options of just result and all table in Add to Report drop-down field. By selecting just result, only those parts of the table whose test has been performed are added to the report. But if all table is selected, the whole test table is added to the report. In Read Input Voltage field, the measurement method for the actual voltage applied from the device is specified, which can be selected from among actual voltage and binary input of the device. In Insert Mode section, the settings related to inserting the number of tabs are adjusted. If you wish to insert all of the tabs, you need to select All Tab, and in Sort Direction field, specify that whether the tabs are to be inserted from top to down or down to top by selecting up or down. If you wish to test a specific tab, you need to select a specific tab and then enter the number of your intended tab. Also, if you wish to insert a specific number of tabs, you need to select In Range and then specify your intended range. After specifying the mentioned information by selecting Insert Rows, rows are inserted in the test table in accordance with the number of tabs of the transformer. If you wish to insert a number of tabs in a specific position in the table, you can use Insert Position section. For example, here tabs number 1 and 2 are inserted above tab number 1. Performing a test for a transformer with offload tab changer. To make a test file for a DYN11 transformer with 3 tabs and offload tab changer, LL should be selected as the test method and 3 volts line to line should be selected as the test voltage and up should be selected as the sort direction for the tabs. Then, by selecting Insert Rows, the test table is created. To perform the test, first you need to adjust the wiring in accordance with the picture. In this wiring, the voltage resources are connected to the primary side of the transformer, and to measure the voltage, the secondary of the transformer is connected to the inputs of the device according to the picture. Next, apply test must be selected after selecting the intended row in the software. Here, all 3 rows of a tab are selected, and then by pressing apply test, the test is performed and the results are recorded. The result of this test are recorded in I''mesh, VSEC-mesh, TTR-act, TTR-dev, phase-mesh, and phase-dev columns respectively. The mentioned parameters stand for no load current, the measured secondary voltage, the measured actual conversion ratio, the diversion of the conversion ratio from the specified value, the measured phase and its diversion from the actual value respectively. After performing the test, the results of the test are assessed in assessment column based on the factors entered in tolerance section. Considering these factors, the maximum allowed conversion ratio fault is 0.5% and the maximum allowed phase diversion is 5 degrees. Since the conversion ratio fault of phase number 2 is above the specified amount, the assessment of this row fails and the 2 other phases pass. It is possible to view the result for any of the phases categorized as turn ratio result, vector group result, and current by selecting its corresponding row. Also in plot section, the results of the test as well as the changes of the parameters measured in different tabs are displayed in form of diagrams. In this section, TTR ratio dev, V-phase, phase dev, and no load current diagrams are displayed for every phase, and it is possible to remove the diagram by unchecking it. Performing the test for a transformer with on-load tap changer. There are 3 methods to perform a test for a transformer with on-load tap changer. Manual method. In this method, it is possible to select all rows of the table and then apply the test. After the test is finished for every tab, a message stating that to continue the test, press the space button appears. In this case, you need to change the transformer tab manually and then continue the test by pressing the space button. This procedure continues until the last tab is tested. Automatic tap control by time method. In this method, which has its own wiring, from the tap changer command panel, you should take 2 contacts of raise and lower to the binary out of the device in accordance with what can be seen in the wiring so that after testing every tab, the command is applied to tap changer as long as value is specified in impulse field and the tap change operation begins. By applying the tap change command, after the time is specified in time field, the next tap test begins. This time is allocated for waiting for the tap changer to settle on the next tap of the transformer. This procedure continues until the last tap test is performed. In performing this test, just like the manual method, apply test is selected after selecting all of the rows. After applying, the test begins automatically. Automatic tap control by in progress method. This method has one more step of the wiring than the previous method, and in addition to time, it has the condition of contact reception. This means that from the command panel, 2 contacts that indicate the state of tap changer should be brought to the input number 8 of the device so that if the tap change occurs before the specific time, the next tap test begins. In performing this test, like other methods, apply test is selected after selecting all of the rows. After applying the test, it begins automatically.